Hello everybody and welcome back to my character Crusade Unbound Season 3 Let's Play featuring Blodius Vigilis, the Blue Sentry. So last episode we left Blodius in a bit of an emotional state as his uncle Adius was beamed away to the Blue River prison by the Thalmor for sort of harboring Talos worshippers. And Blodius feels very guilty about this, mostly because he had a significant part to play in treating these Talos worshippers with sort of protecting them from the Thalmor by getting them to kind of calm down. And be a little less outspoken about their beliefs. I don't think Adius blames Blodius at all, but nevertheless, he is in prison, and Blodius is left here to think about that and kind of stew in his own guilt. So the last couple days have been pretty long for Blodius. He's been spending it here at the chapel of Saint Martin, praying to Julianos for wisdom on what to do next. And I think he's got a plan. So let's go ahead and pick up there, shall we? So, as I've said, he's been praying at the shrine of Julianos here at the chapel. And I think we're ready to act on what the God of Wisdom has imparted to us. It's very early. Blodius has been having some trouble sleeping, just because he's been racked with guilt. In the last couple days, he has gone ahead and accepted the Count's offer to buy White Pine Lodge, which was available property here in Bruma. And he's had it furnished and everything. And Dartocto has moved in. If we can find him anywhere. He can be a sneaky Khajiit. And Dartocto is a big part of our plan here going forward. So what we've decided, I don't want to get in his way, we'll let him do what he's going to do, eat breakfast or whatever. So Dartocto is a big part of our plan. And our thought process here is Blodius has been praying, and what Julianos has imparted upon him is that the Thalmor have been the main cause of pretty much every problem that Bruma and pretty much everybody in Cyrodiil and everybody in the Empire has been facing. Even though Blodius has made a great difference in the sort of positivity and the mood here in Bruma, we've got people on the positive path again, sort of a positive mood. There's hope in the air again, but there's still sort of an overlying tension, a feeling that things are about to come to a head, and that feeling is sort of that there's going to be a second Great War with the Thalmor coming at any moment. And that those tensions are going to boil over and things are going to get rough pretty quickly. So Blodius has figured the only way to fight the Thalmor, or to squash the Thalmor regime, and sort of open up hope and positivity again for everybody, is the Legion. The Legion is the only fighting force that is capable of taking on the Thalmor. The incumbent power here in Cyrodiil and, in fact, all of Tamriel. But the Empire is fractured right now because of the Stormcloak uprising in Skyrim. So he has decided to dedicate himself to the Legion to try to squash the Stormcloak uprising in Skyrim that has kind of spilled over down here into Bruma as well, and he's dealt with that for the Legion, even though he hasn't become a sworn member of them yet. Because a united Skyrim is going to be pivotal in bolstering the ranks of the Legion to take on the Thalmor. So that is his next step. He's going to ride up to Skyrim. He's going to join the Imperial Legion. He's going to do whatever he can to get the Stormcloaks out of the way as soon as possible, so that the Legion will be at full strength for the real threat, which is the Thalmor. Now, how Dartocto plays into all this is that Bruma is going to need somebody to watch over things while Blodius is gone. And Dartocto has been Blodius's most trusted companion.
Times like these that one craves sugar.
Well, there's sweet rolls around here. I think you can manage without me. So Blodius has chosen Dartocto to take on the mantle of sort of protector of Bruma, which the title had kind of been bestowed upon him in the last episode before Adius was taken away. And as a symbol of his station in Bruma, Blodius was given this blade, Vitbrand. It has a fairly decent frost enchantment on it, but mostly it is just a badge of honor, a symbol of status amongst the citizens and anybody else here in Bruma. So,
What does this one want with Dartocto? And Dartocto always needs yours.
Listen.
Let us go, friend.
Dartocto, I'm going to have to leave for a while. I'm going up to Skyrim to fight the Stormcloaks. But while I'm gone, I am going to need you to take this sword and take on my mantle of Protector of Bruma for me. Can you do that? Here you go, friend. Use it well. Be good to Bruma and the people within it. I've come to love them very much, and I trust that you will do well. Okay, dismiss, but hang out here. Okay, so while we're gone, he's going to act as sort of Bruma's protector and also our steward to kind of take care of our property while we're gone. Alright, so I think he's taken care of. Blodius is looking forward to what lies ahead, because that is the path that he sees to fixing what he views as something that he failed, something that he messed up. And instead of waiting around for things to get better, he is going to feel much better doing something about it. And this is the only way he can see that he can make a positive change to a very negative situation. So he leaves Bruma and Dartocto with a heavy heart, but he is a little bit excited about the... oh, better feed Marion, it's been a while. He's a bit excited about the prospects of adventure in Skyrim. After all, he's never been to Skyrim before. And he's had aspirations of joining the Legion for quite some time now. It fits his protective nature to join the armed forces that will protect the lands against those that would wish it harm. So Blodius is going completely the wrong way. We're going to follow the path up to the Fort Pale Pass gate here, where we should be allowed passage without too much trouble from the gate guards there. We've done a lot to help Bruma, and we've done a lot to actually help the Legion up there as well. So we got a bit of a ride ahead of us. It's still really early in the morning, so we should have enough daylight to get there and kind of get settled in Skyrim today, which is good. But we do have a bit of a ride, so we can talk about some things here. First of all, so the name Blodius, that comes from the first 3 letters in the word block, which is the skill tree that I am focusing on for this character concept. It just kind of helps me keep track of my character concepts and what their focuses and main focus is. Just because I have a lot of character concepts that I play for extended periods of time, and I kind of skip around between them sometimes. So that helps me kind of organize them and remember what this character was all about. Sort of like a mnemonic of sorts. I believe this is the way. Yeah. The other thing is that Blodius translates to the word blue, and Vigilis is Latin for sentry or guard or sentinel. So his name sort of translates to the blue sentry, which is why I named the character concept that. And the color blue, I think, in this context, sort of represents the sky in the heaven. It was kind of overcast today, so we can't look up and see a blue sky, but it a lot of times will represent the sky and the heavens, and purity and cleanliness and holiness and things like that, all of which describe Blodius fairly well, or at least what Blodius strives to, and what he sort of envisions for the world as well. He holds himself to very high standards, and he also wants to help the world get to that place as well. Excuse me. So that is where the blue comes from in the blue sentry. And I also think that makes for an interesting contrast with the Legion's chosen colors, which is red, which is often seen as the opposite of blue. So that's kind of an interesting concept that I think that we can explore a little bit, and I haven't actually fleshed all that out in my own mind quite yet. But I'm kicking around a few things there. I will communicate them once that thought is complete. But also the concept of not being sure of where things are going. I kind of want to make this more of a pure let's play than more of a storytelling mode or platform, like I did with Alucel's series and sort of Aralas's series as well. Blodius is going to embark on the vanilla journey when he gets that far, and when he finds out he's Dragonborn and the significance of that. He will take that on. We already sanctified these bodies before, so you know what? Let's go ahead and do that again. It turns out that these traveling merchants were sort of waylaid by the cutters. So what we're going to do... Oh, and of course... we're going to bless these poor unfortunate souls here. And we'll go ahead and give them a proper burial too. How about that? There we go. So where was I? Oh yeah, this is going to be largely a vanilla story experience, I think. So what I want to do is kind of make this more of a roleplay, let's play, and really focus on the roleplay mechanics and the story mechanics presented by the Character Crusade gang and the syllabus that they present for each segment of this story. And we're still in the origin segment right now. I'm hoping to get through the hero segment of the story this week before we move on to the adversary segment the week after. Now, during his time in Bruma, Blodius has helped a lot of people, and not just people, he's helped animals too. Out in the wilderness one time, he found a poor, abused dog sort of wandering around, scavenging for food, and he was in pretty bad shape. So we took him under our wing, we kind of nursed him back to health, and we found out that the innkeeper here recently had a beloved dog that had passed away. Now, the dog did have tags on him that said that he belonged to the Jucani family. But obviously the dog had been abused. He showed signs of being beaten, being cut. He had he had missing fur, patches of missing fur. So we opted not to bring him back to that family to continue to be abused. And we brought him here to this inn, where he would be very loved by the innkeeper here, who seems to be treating the animal very well.
Hello.
And we heard him bark when we came in, but we didn't see him. Let's say hi to this pup if we can find him here. Oh, is he downstairs? I think he heard us come in. He's trying to say hi. Oh, there he is. How you doing, Scruffy? You being a good boy? Alright. How's he making out?
Warm hearth and warmer mead. I hear that's what the Nords like. Not that I get to try that theory out much.
Seems like things are quiet up here.
It is. Business still isn't better. Probably won't be until things settle down in Tamriel. If things settle down in Tamriel. But having Scruffy here makes things a damn sight less lonely than before. Thank you for that, stranger.
You bet, and I promise you that I will do whatever I can to make things better here in Tamriel. Speaking of which, I am on my way to Skyrim to take on the Stormcloaks up there, and I need some provisions. Can I get some water, please? Thank you, sir. And what do you have to eat?
What'll it be?
Something that travels well. Oh.
Hungry or thirsty?
There we go. Looked like he was bugged out a little bit there for a second. We need some stuff that'll travel well. Maybe some brandy to warm the bones. Some carrot cake. Some fruit that doesn't need much preparation. Some rice bread and some salmon. Alright, that should be good.
Farewell.
Thank you, Airless. Okay. So that's nice to see them doing well. That dog seemed like he was in much better spirits than when we met him. Um, so part of these roleplay and storytelling mechanisms, this is more of a roleplay than a storytelling thing, are the positive-negative value pairs. So Blodius has been in a pretty bad state since Adius was taken away. So he is very negative on that scale right now. There wasn't much more suffering that he could do at that point. So seeing Scruffy and Airless there doing so well together, it kind of warms his spirits a little bit, making him feel a little better, and he sorely needed that. Also knowing that he's leaving Bruma in good hands with D'Artagnan makes him feel a little better too. And just the simple fact that he is doing something active to kind of make his situation better helps.
Mm-hmm. Can I help you? What is it?
Okay, so it looks like they're just going to let me right on through. Alright, let's see if we can do that with Marion. No? Alright. Looks like they're going to make me get off my horse before I go through the gate towards Skyrim. That's fine. Okay. So here we are, brand new province.
Yes, yes. You're cleared to enter Cyrodiil. Feel free to head through.
Thank you, Legate.
What is it?
So I'm guessing that the border patrol here is pretty much all about Skyrim, or the Stormcloaks, keeping the Stormcloaks from infiltrating Bruma.
You think I make the decisions? I may be a legionnaire, but I'm just a grunt compared to the powers that be in the capital. Not that it takes a Synod mage to work it out. Skyrim's in the midst of strife, the Empire's still reeling from the war. It doesn't take a genius to realize the Empire wouldn't want any of that chaos spilling over into its heartland.
True. Okay. Just wondering if anybody here can give us any direction about how to join up with the Legion.
Hello.
Most of these seem to be Cyrodiilic troops that are just stationed at the border of Skyrim, but don't really seem to know what's going on in Skyrim itself.
Good morning. Hello.
Okay, well, I imagine if we just kind of follow this path, it will lead us somewhere. And maybe we can find a recruitment poster or something like that. We would imagine that with all this strife going on and the Civil War and everything, that both sides will be recruiting fairly heavily. So it shouldn't be too hard to find somebody who will want to point us in the way of the Legion headquarters here in Skyrim. Tell you what though, it is pretty cold. Blodius didn't think that Skyrim was going to get much colder than Bruma. Bruma being the iciest, coldest place in Cyrodiil. But it is. He's actually a bit shocked that it is actually quite a bit colder. Just here on the other side of the Gerals. Who knew, right? And so far it seems to be a bit of a barren wasteland. Who's this? An afflicted refugee.
Are you finished ogling the grotesque? I
suppose I should be grateful you didn't simply attack me.
Attack you? Why would I attack you? But your skin. Are you ill?
I am one of the afflicted. I'd have been dead from this plague a year ago if not for Periite's protection.
And where are you headed?
Returning to High Rock. Our shepherd lost his way, and I fear Periite's wrath may consume those who remain with him. Kesh could tell you
Periite.
more. I just want out of Skyrim as quickly as possible.
So he seems to be a bit of a follower of Periite, which, in the little bit that Blodius was able to pay attention in school, gathered that Periite is a Daedric lord. Something about a representation of pestilence or something like that. That poor sap seemed to... Ooh, it's getting a little blurry out here, huh? I don't know what's going on there. Is my EMB playing tricks on me or something? Or is it just the fog? Looks like it might just be the fog. But that poor sap seemed like he was in a lot of trouble. And in a bad way. We're not gonna hassle him too much. Left or right? I don't know. We'll try right. So, yeah, to go back to... Ooh, what's going on here? Oh, looks like we have a bit of a skirmish here. Let's see what we can do. Whoa. Oh, that's a big hammer. Okay, looks like he took one of them out already. Okay, before this gets any worse, let's protect our noggin here. Maybe a quick save would be good too. Oh man, okay. Well, this is where the real battle's been taking place, I suppose. Ooh, the leader, okay. Oh, they're all coming after me now. Uh-oh. That's bad. Yikes. I wonder if I can bowl any of these guys. Oh, jeez. Alright, this is no good. This is a lost cause. Where did I come in at? Oh, things seem to be going so well. Okay, here we go. We got some backup now. Shield charge, one of the best perks in the whole game right there. Oh boy. Things are not looking so good here, huh? Okay. Huh. They stopped attacking me. I wonder if it's because of the blue cloak I'm wearing. Interesting. Okay, well, fleeing a fight is not something that Blodius does lightly, but in this case he's been praying to Giuliano, so he's a bit more wise than he normally is. I think we're gonna take this guy's armor and his sword to present that to whoever the next Imperial detachment that we find is, as proof that something bad happened here over at Fort Newgrad. But he's been praying to Giuliano, so he's a bit more wiser than normal, and he knows that he's not going to do Adius any good dead, and he's not going to do the Legion any good dead either. Okay, this looks like a town. We're going to go ahead and... Oh my god, what is that? Is that a dragon? Oh my god, this whole place is burnt down. Did this dragon just do this? Yeah, the embers are still hot. Oh boy. Okay, well there's a fort here. Let's just check for survivors. Chances are, if anybody did make it through, that they're inside the fort over there, but just in case somebody did make it, but didn't make it indoors, we want to check the area just to be sure that we can't help anybody here. Okay, well we're not seeing too much in the way of carnage here. Ooh, this person didn't make it. A headsman's block. What was going on here? We're not going to take the gold off of the poor bastard. Okay, this should give us a good vantage point of the rest of the city here. Okay, well, looks like there are no survivors left outside anyway. We'll check on the inside of the fort, I suppose. But first, let's do what we can for these people here that didn't make it. Oops. I don't know, I can't seem to select the corpse, so I guess we're not going to be able to give them the burial, but we can still sort of sanctify their body. Okay. Back to the fort. See if we can find out what happened here. Okay, so as you can tell here, I'm kind of playing off the cuff. I've done lots of playtesting for this character concept, but from here on out, I'm not going to have much of a roadmap as far as plans that I have, at least plans far in advance that I have for the character and what he's going to do and where he's going to go. I'm pretty much just winging all of this. And like I said, it's because I want to concentrate on the roleplay mechanics presented by the character Crusade Gang. And not kind of just present a predefined story that I had in my head. Now that being said, there are certain story points and subplots that we kind of have to follow along as dictated by the Season 3 syllabus. And I will work those into the story. I just don't know exactly where that's going to occur yet. I have some ideas, but I'm just not set on them yet. Okay, we are going to we don't really have anywhere to bury this poor guy. The floors are all made of stone. We can't really dig into that. Now we're going to find ourselves at odds with the Stormcloaks through a pretty significant part of the beginning of this Let's Play. But that doesn't mean that Blodius has any hatred or ill will toward those people. In fact, he sympathizes greatly with their plight. Whoa. This place seems very unstable. Okay, we'll tread lightly. He sympathizes greatly with the sort of travesty that they were hit with at the hands of the Thalmor and the White Gold Concordat. Not being able to worship the god of man is kind of a tough pill to swallow. It was a necessary evil. Oh, an Imperial soldier. This one seemed like an officer. No orders or anything to tell us what was going on here, but we'll take the healing potions. But in his mind, the best way that he sees getting back those rights to worship whoever we want, especially Talos, the best way to do that is by defeating the Thalmor, and the best way to defeat the Thalmor is by having a strong legion, and that includes a united Skyrim. So he completely understands why the Stormcloaks are so angry. Ooh, a torturer. Looks like some bad things were going on here, especially times like this where he can see the true dark side of just how bad the Empire can be, especially toward Stormcloaks. It's just needless hatred. Blodius does not take part in that hatred. He just sees the fighting as a necessary evil in ridding the world of a greater evil. And I actually mentioned that in the introduction of this character, this is going to be a bit of a source of internal conflict for him. He sees things in terms of black and white a lot, and when things force him into shades of gray, he tends to have issues. So things like fighting the Stormcloaks, even though he sort of agrees with their sentiment on a lot of things, he knows that as long as the Stormcloaks are continuing their uprising, Tamriel will never be free of the Thalmor. That side of things are pretty black and white to him. But he still hates having to fight who are mostly good people. Good law-abiding citizens who were pretty much persecuted for their beliefs, and told that they were no longer allowed to believe in the god that best represented them and their interests. Which is a huge injustice. Okay. So it looks like there are no survivors in here either. Did nobody make it out of here alive? Okay, so I guess we'll take one more pass through the courtyard area here and just make sure that there's nobody hiding in the bushes or anything that needs our help, and then we'll just continue on, see if we can find some road signs for another city. It looked like this was a small city before it got burnt to the ground by what we assume was that dragon that flew off. And I think it's interesting to point out that while Blodius was shocked at what he saw, he was not afraid of that dragon at all. And I think he finds that kind of odd too, at least when he gets a chance to think about it. Right now he's really focused on finding survivors and seeing who he can help out in the situation. Hey, who are you?
Good morning.
Traveling merchants, do you guys know what happened here?
Take a look.
Just selling staves?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any idea what happened?
Yes. Speak quickly.
Huh. Oh, this one had a journal on it. Okay, let's... maybe that has some clues. Is this the Adventurer's Journal? Here we go. Hard to believe I filled up that whole journal already. I never realized how much of Cyrodiil I hadn't seen yet. So much diversity, yet so much destruction from the Great War. A lot of history has been lost here forever. The expedition is ending soon, and everyone will be returning home. I have one last task to perform before I do the same. I'll send the other journal ahead with my supplies and the artifacts we recovered. I've received word from my contacts in Skyrim. All seem quiet for now, probably for the first time since High King Torrig was killed. I should be able to make the crossing quietly enough during the night, so long as there are no Imperial patrols to deal with. So much for being discreet. I crossed the border near a small village called Helgen, and made my way up to Darkwater Crossing. Unfortunately, I can't get back to my camp now, because the area is filled with Imperial patrols. It seems they are searching for someone very important. If I'm not mistaken, someone they intend to ambush here. This could be the very thing I'm searching here in Skyrim, but crossing the border in the dead of night without passing through the checkpoints has turned out to be a very bad plan. I woke early this morning with an Imperial sword pressed against my neck. A patrol found me camped under a rock outcropping on the ledge of the volcanic marshes. I guess I wasn't as well hidden as I thought. I have no idea where they're taking us, but I've been stuffed into the back of a rickety old cart being pulled by an even more rickety-looking old nag. At least they let me keep my journal. For now. Sure's bones, if I had only known sooner. The ambush, the captives in the cart with me. Stormcloak rebels, led by none other than Ulfric Stormcloak himself. Oh, the leader of the Stormcloaks, okay. There's no time to explain properly. I scarcely believe it myself. If it hadn't been for the dragon, I'd not even be here to write this down. Yes, a dragon. Big, black, as large as the towers of the keep itself. It swooped in out of nowhere and laid waste to the village and the keep. General Tullius didn't take my head today, or the heads of several Stormcloak rebels, but that doesn't matter now. Hadvar and Ralof set aside their differences to help the survivors. They went into the lower keep hours ago, something about caves with a back entrance. I don't think they're coming back. I'll have to see if I can get out of the city and down to Riverwood. Someone needs to warn them. This building won't remain standing for much longer. I still can't believe it. A dragon, straight out of the legends. Nobody back home will ever believe me. Okay, so it was a dragon, and it did burn this place down, but it seems like they were about to execute Ulfric Stormcloak and a bunch of his officers when that dragon swooped in. They also mentioned 2 other towns around here. One is Riverwood, which I guess is the closest one because that's who they said to warn. They also mentioned that there is a cave somewhere around the exit here. Is it this way? Oh, I saw my lantern on. So maybe we could just scan the bottom of this hill here for maybe a cave outcropping or something. Ah, here we go. Alright. So we saw that the path deeper into the forts had caved in. But they also mentioned Ralof and Hadvar, who sound like they were on opposite ends of this skirmish here. But they both had made it into the fort, but we didn't see them on the other end of the rubble, so maybe going in this way. Okay, we see some blood here too. Wonder if somebody else made it out. Bones. Oh, who's this? Hadvar. Why did I come back? Are you okay? I just came to check things out. Are you mad? You need to warn Riverwood. Quit messing around and get down there. No, I'm here to help. Oh, to oblivion with it. You're here and I need help. I need a healing potion before I can go on. Okay, so he needs a potion. I wonder if my healing hands... Okay, so the healing spell doesn't seem to be doing the trick, although admittedly Blodius is not that great at this yet. Okay, we'll see if that does the trick for him there. Okay, that did it. Okay, let's get out of here. Now the other one, Ralof, I didn't see him in there, but it sounds like this place is getting ready to cave in, so we need to get out of here. Okay, good.
Looks like he's gone for good this time.
The dragon?
But I don't think we should stick around to see if he comes back. Closest town from here is Riverwood. My uncle's a blacksmith. I'm sure he'd help you out. And it's probably best if we split up.
Split up? You're still not 100%. And I don't know my way around anyway, so we're not splitting up.
Listen, you should go to Solitude and join up with the Imperial Legion.
Aha!
They really use someone like you. If the rebels have themselves a dragon, General Tullius is the only one who can stop them.
Okay, so now we're on to something. He's leading us into town, and he also directed us to how we can join the Legion, which was our goal this whole time. He mentioned a General Tullius, which who was also mentioned in the
See that ruin up there? Bleak Falls Barrow. When I was a boy, that place always used to give me nightmares. Draugr creeping down the mountain to climb through my window at night. That kind of thing. I admit, I still don't much like the look of it.
Tullius was also mentioned in the journal that we picked up on the burned corpse back in Helgen.
These are the Guardian Stones. 3 of the 13 ancient standing stones that dot Skyrim's landscape. Go ahead, see for yourself.
The thief, the mage, or the warrior? Well, he feels a certain affinity for this one here, and as he approaches he feels a bit of a vibration. Okay, so starting in Bruma, Blodius has not had the opportunity to take a Guardian Stone yet. So we're going to take the Warrior Stone, and under the Andromeda Standing Stones Overhaul mod, this will allow us to inflict more damage with power attacks, and gain additional experience in any 2 warrior skills of our choosing every time that we sleep, and for now actually as well. So block being our primary skill, we'll go ahead and do that, and either heavy armor or one-handed. I'm inclined to take heavy armor, as that will allow us to take the rallying standard perks faster. And it just kind of fits in with the theme of protection. Did that not trigger?
Come on. I feel better once we're under cover in Riverwood.
Oh, okay.
We'd better keep moving. I feel like that dragon might be up there watching us right now.
He usually comments on whatever kind of stone that you take, but for whatever reason that script didn't fire. Is he stuck there? Oh, there we go. Alright. Oh, this buggy mess of a game. Still can't help it. We gotta love it, right? So yeah, the heavy armor also lends itself to Blodius's protective nature, I think. Okay, now we're getting into a bit more of a temperate climate here. Alright, we're hearing some wolves. I don't think we need our helmet up anymore. Alright, you fuzzy bastards. Jeez, alright. Got flanked by a wolf. We're just going to follow Hadvar on foot from now on, I think. Just in case we run into any other surprises like that. So yeah, growing up, Blodius is...
I'm glad you decided to come with me. We're almost to Riverwood.
Great. Blodius has heard that Skyrim was just a big frozen tundra full of mountainous terrain. And arriving in Bruma, when he did, it looked like that indeed might be the case, just on the other side of the Gerals, but he was not anticipating this beauty, or this this forest of this lushness. And the rivers and everything. There's quite a charm to it.
Things look quiet enough here. Come on, there's my uncle.
A dragon! I saw a dragon!
What? What is it now, Mother?
It was as big as the mountain and black as night.
Uncle Alba,
It flew right over the barrow.
Dragons now, is it?
What
Please,
are you
Mother.
doing here?
If you keep
you
on
on
like
leave?
this, everyone in town will think you're crazy.
Oh boy.
I've got better things to do than
Nobody else saw it.
You there. The Dawn Guard is looking for anyone willing to fight against the growing vampire menace. What do you
Dragons,
say?
vampires? Oh man.
He's a friend.
Listen, I'm sorry, I can't help right now, but maybe I'll catch up to you
Till
later.
next time.
Okay, okay, come inside then. Sigrid will get you something to eat, and you can tell me all about it.
Okay, so we'll meet those guys inside. We'll go ahead and tell Marion to wait here for now. Give her a snack to keep her happy while we're inside. And I think now would be a good place to cut the episode. Once we go inside, we will progress the story a little further. We'll see what our next steps are. But for now, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. So I hope everybody takes care, and until next time, see ya.